Meghan Markle has found herself at the sharp end of another brutal and public takedown, this time from Britain's beloved satirist, Graham Norton. Days after Prince William appointed Jason Knauf, yes, the very same former royal aide who exposed Meghan's bullying and manipulative behavior to head the Earthshot Prize, Norton seized the moment with characteristic flair. In front of a roaring audience on the Graham Norton Show, the host masterfully ridiculed Markle's sanctimonious persona, all while slyly celebrating Knauf's return to royal favor. The laughter was deafening. And Meghan? Reportedly fuming in Montecito. This wasn't just British humor at its finest, it was poetic justice. Meghan's carefully cultivated image of the misunderstood Duchess crumbled further as one of her most credible whistleblowers. Knauf not only re-entered the public stage but was publicly vindicated and promoted. For a woman who tried to brand herself as a victim of palace cruelty, the sight of Jason Knauf, whom she once allegedly tried to discredit, being embraced by the future king must have stung with volcanic ferocity. Let's revisit who Jason Knauf is. He's not some tabloid hack or anonymous source. Knauf was the communications secretary for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and his word carries weight. In 2021, he formally submitted a complaint to Buckingham Palace detailing Meghan's unacceptable treatment of staff. Multiple insiders corroborated his claims, describing her as a narcissistic sociopath with a habit of reducing aides to tears. These weren't mere grumblings, they were formal accusations that forced the palace to launch an internal investigation. And what did Meghan do? She tried to flip the narrative, framing the allegations as part of a calculated smear campaign against her. But here's the problem for Meghan: Knauf never blinked. He stood by his claims, and in a bombshell 60 Minutes Australia interview last year, he went even further, painting Meghan as a brutal, ruthless operator who demanded absolute obedience and lashed out when she didn't get it. According to Knauf, multiple staff members were subjected to demeaning treatment and chronic emotional abuse. And yet, astonishingly, Meghan and Harry had the gall to accuse the palace of being the oppressors. Now, fast forward to today. Prince William, who has long distanced himself from his brother's toxic escapades, has doubled down on his support for Knauf by installing him as CEO of the Earthshot Prize, one of the most prestigious environmental initiatives in the world. This wasn't just a promotion, it was a royal endorsement of Knauf's integrity. The symbolism is unmistakable. William is sending a message that he trusts Knauf, not his brother's wife. And then comes Graham Norton. Never one to shy away from poking fun at celebrity self-importance, Norton opened his monologue with a cutting joke: "So Jason Knauf is now running the Earthshot Prize. That's like putting the guy who ratted out Voldemort in charge of Hogwarts." Somewhere in California, Meghan Markle just threw her organic smoothie at the wall. The audience erupted. But he didn't stop there. He continued, "You know you've gone too far when Prince William, the royal who speaks less than a goldfish, actually takes sides. And not yours." The segment went viral. Social media exploded with praise for Norton's brazen honesty. One user wrote, "Graham said what we're all thinking. Thank God someone finally said it." Another added, "When the man who accused Meghan of bullying gets rewarded and you get mocked on TV, that's not misogyny, it's karma." And let's not forget the context in which this all happened. Meghan and Harry have spent the last few years trashing the royal family on every platform imaginable, from Oprah to Netflix to Spotify, blaming them for their woes, accusing them of racism, cruelty, and conspiracy. Yet here we are. Knauf, their supposed tormentor, is being elevated. Why? Because unlike the Sussexes, Knauf never changed his story. He didn't monetize his version of events. He didn't seek book deals or Spotify flops. He simply told the truth. Meghan's defenders have tried to paint Knauf's accusations as outdated or irrelevant, but William's latest decision proves otherwise. The future king doesn't make appointments lightly. By choosing Knauf, he has effectively said, "I believe him." And in doing so, he's cast Meghan's credibility into even deeper question. It's also worth remembering that during Meghan's infamous Oprah interview, she and Harry claimed the palace was running a smear campaign to destroy her reputation. But the more time passes, the more it becomes clear. The only person who damaged Meghan's reputation was Meghan herself. Take the Netflix documentary meant to be a tell-all redemption story. It instead became a case study in self-pity and hypocrisy. Viewers watched in disbelief as the couple complained about media intrusion, while simultaneously showing private texts, footage of their children, and intimate royal moments. Their Spotify deal? Cancelled after one mediocre podcast series. Meghan's much-hyped Archetypes project fizzled faster than a bottle of flat champagne. And now this, the woman who once thought she could modernize the monarchy, is being publicly mocked by one of the UK's most respected hosts, while her chief accuser is being honored by the very institution she tried to destroy. It's a fall from grace so dramatic it almost defies belief. Once hailed as a breath of fresh air, Meghan is now regarded by many as a cautionary tale of hubris, manipulation, and PR gone disastrously wrong. The timing of William's announcement is also significant. Just as Meghan and Harry try to rebrand themselves again, this time with a new production company and vague promises of inspirational content. This Knauf appointment slams the brakes on their attempted reinvention. It reminds the public of a truth they've been trying to bury, that behind the glossy filters and flowery speeches lies a legacy of dysfunction, discord, and deceit. Meanwhile, Graham Norton, with the precision of a scalpel, reminded millions why Meghan remains such a divisive figure. She said she wanted a quiet life, he quipped. Then she bought a mansion in Montecito, launched a Netflix series, and hired a Hollywood PR firm. Yeah, real quiet. But beneath the laughter lies a sobering reality. Meghan's public credibility is in tatters, not because of the media or the monarchy, but because of her own actions. She overplayed her hand. She underestimated the intelligence of the public. And she tried to villainize people like Jason Knauf, forgetting that in the court of public opinion, character matters more than charisma. Knauf's return to prominence and Meghan's simultaneous humiliation marks a turning point. The royal establishment is no longer entertaining her narrative. And the public? They're no longer buying it either. Perhaps the most brutal irony of all is this: Meghan Markle set out to be a revolutionary, a disruptor who would modernize royalty and champion authenticity.